one block of each other. They both have the same goals. The Port Authority is supposed to be the economic development engine of the county, one of them anyway. The county and the city both want to implement one-stop shops for their citizens. You mentioned that the city needs a new network. The county has one.
Okay, go ahead.
And the final point, and this really aggravates me, there are more sheriff cruisers parked on the street than the city has circulating. You know, how come we can't get together? How come we can't share these resources, or is there something in the law that stops that?
No, we're
They used a parking lot. They did. They fixed up the downtown area, but there's no parking. They got all those cruisers. I had to deliver food one time to the courthouse. I couldn't even get close enough to bring the food into the.
It is a parking problem with their security, their courtroom security, and that was ordered by their judges.
But actually,
Now,
the broader question is, I don't see any cooperation.
Well, there is, and I'm glad you mentioned the data process, because when we lost, and one of the reasons we couldn't do anything, Janet Hazlett retired, so she sort of left a hole in our data processing department. But and she used to do backup all the time. Now we're using, we're talking with the county to use their services for backup. So we are doing that. We've entered into agreement last week for a cooperative purchasing program with fuel. So we're trying to do that. We're going to look. We're talking with Krista Farrell about sharing costs on salt and ice control material. We have no choice. We have no choice. Everybody's resources are challenged. So we have no choice but to work with other groups and other communities. I mean, that time is now. Unfortunately, it had to get bad for us to do it. I agree. But we're there now, and we can't afford to do it any other way.
Can I just say one thing about the music hall, please? And it aggravates me to death, and you know why it aggravates me, because I was at the council caucus, couldn't make it tonight because I was up at the clinic. We had a beautiful piece of land there, that Turner Junior High, that never should have been torn down.
Right.
And if you got people, when we're packed in at the music hall, use that to park. Why in the world would you not use that for parking? I've seen people go to the music hall. That one year when they had that country band, I was standing out there watching all the mess, and one guy heard one car come by and he says, "There's a mess here," and she says, "Get out of here. Let's go home. Let's get out of here." I wish you'd have thrown the tickets out, because I would have used them. But you know what I'm saying? You've got to have parking for the music hall. It's one of our jewels.
Yes, it is.
And you know it's a jewel.
It really is.
It brings people in, good people in.
Yes. It wasn't my decision or our decision to tear down Turner Junior High.
No,
that's a school decision. But we had a land swaps where after it was demolished, we would give land to them for Willard, and they would take.
But why didn't we?
Why didn't we use it for a parking lot?
Parking lot. You use it for a skateboard thing. Now you want to put that was supposed to be 4 o'clock that I couldn't make, and now you want to put that splash thing down for kids. When you need it for the music hall.
It's a different philosophy. You know, parks. We had a problem with kids, and you know this. You know why it was a skate park.
Yeah, because Michael wanted it.
No.
And Michael was going to get it.
No. Nothing to do with
Greg,
that.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Thank
I'm going
you.
to have her maybe talk to Helen. Did you talk to
No, but those kids didn't have a place to
Because
park. And they were tearing up the
Mrs.
every time we had the money, we built the
Mrs. Rucker, she's a sweetheart.
Well, they had a meeting today. I was there, and
I
she
couldn't
might
make
be
it. I
able
was
to
at the clinic.
update you
I'll
on
talk
some
to you
stuff
about it
about
after
it.
the meeting.
About after meeting. Go ahead.
Again, in today's world, you have to form alliances. We can't start today. We should have started this before some of the bad people started moving into Warren. You have the Sheriff's Department, you have every community around the city of Warren is affected by what happens in Warren, Ohio. And I was talking to people in Portland, Champion, Howland, Niles. What do you think these bad guys are going to do when they get to the borders? Think they're going to stop? They're going to be in your communities. So work with us. And again, as Doug said, you know, now they're starting to talk to the sheriff. With all due respect, these conversations should have been taking place 2 or 3 years ago. Not now. Not now. Still not too late, but, you know, the water's almost all the way to the top. Conversations such as those should have been happening 3 or 4 years ago. Because we have, I mean, the courthouse is right, I mean, the county building is right there. It's right there. It's not 200 yards from City Hall. There has to be joint cooperation, not just with the sheriff, with every municipality around the city of Warren. Next question.